Okay, so okay. So good evening to everyone and welcome to the lecture today about the clinical nutrition. Okay, so what I will request everyone to just mute yourself so that it is audible. So let me present now. So one second. So today's topic in this clinical nutrition will be covering many topics which are very important. Why it is important? Because whenever you will be having the clients, you will find lots of patients. Okay, as far as the statistics, PCOD and PCOS, we are having many clients, many patients are there. Okay, so in this lecture I will be telling about the clinical nutrition, where you know about the clinical situation, what is happening. At the same time, what is PCOD, PCOS, we will explain to you, and why it is so important to know the diet plan. Because the diet plan, for a normal diet plan, what we have learned or what we have created, okay, in the practicals, is not sufficient for this PCOS or PCOD, because there are a lot of products which you cannot take, a lot of products you have to take. Okay, because just for your knowledge, there is no direct medical cure for PCOS and PCOD. The only thing is told to this women are to reduce weight, number one. If not, then it is operation. So I hope here comes the your work, the dietitian's work, to help people to reduce weight and help the products which should not be eaten in the PCOD or PCOS. Okay, so that you will be able to help them without any operation complication. Okay, so let's see what is PCOS and PCOD. Okay, so PCOS, I hope everybody has know about it. Can anyone can tell what is PCOS? If you remember from your understanding, what is PCOS and PCOD? Can anyone can just tell me just what you think? Just to nothing. If you are wrong, also it's fine. Any idea? Yes, Bhargavi. Can you tell what is PCOS?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can
There's
hear you. What do you
some
think? What
network
is
problem.
PCOS and what is PCOD? What is your understanding? Just tell me. I will of course present it. What do you think? What do you think? What is this?
Yes, sir. It is present in the woman. Nowadays, everyone is suffering with
Yeah,
PCOS. It is a polycystic ovarian syndrome.
yeah, you are already very
It
much near.
occurs in
Yeah,
ovaries.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, that's what are
And
the
there will
symptoms?
be
Can you
menstrual.
remember? What are the symptoms? Can anyone can tell
Yes, sir.
symptoms?
Menstrual
Yeah, it is one of the
periods
symptoms.
will be irregular cycle.
Yeah, yeah. This is one of the symptoms. And secondly, there may be other symptoms also. We find sometimes the hormonal disorders comes, and sometimes this hair comes up in face. Hair may come up, called hirsutism can happen also. These are all symptoms, and there are pain also. Sometimes acute pain are there, which is very annoying, and a lot of people think that it is appendicitis. So they reach hospital, they think it is appendicitis or some other issues, then they find out that it is a rupture. So it is very dangerous. Rupture means the cyst ruptures. I will tell you how it happens so that you will know. So this is a very sometimes it is very serious also. Okay, so PCOS, as Bhargavi told, you are right, it is a polycystic ovary syndrome. Okay, it is very commonly affects in women. Okay, and what are the three more features? As I told you, as you have understood, the irregular periods, which, okay, why it is happening? Because the ovulation is taking place. Okay, this is mainly biology you have studied, that eggs when are released from the ovary is called ovulation. Irregular periods is number one symptom. Number two, excess of androgen, okay, level. This is a male hormone. Sometimes it is also very when we check the hormonal, because any diagnosis of PCOS or PCOD has to be done with the hormone checks also. So male hormone is higher. Okay, so this is also you have to know, because you have to give the food which is having less androgen. So that's why also the diet plan is so important here. Okay, so the male hormone is higher. So what happens, sometimes you find some women are having some hair coming out from the face or other parts. So this is also a very it's irritation, and it's not so, it is difficulties also. Okay, so it is also very big issues, and I see a lot of patients when they're spending a lot of money in laser surgery or laser beauty parlors. So look, but eating unhealthy diet. So this is what people are doing. They don't know that healthy diet will help to reduce these symptoms also, PCOS symptoms, and of course the weight loss. Then a lot of people, do lots of kind of even surgery. They go there to do this thing. So it is very dangerous. So we have to be very sure that the diet plan is be provided, because this can have the androgen becomes higher. And one more thing, that polycystic ovaries, when the ovaries becomes larger, and it is and there are fluids, sacs, follicles around the eggs. So this is also a very important feature. We find out what happens. The eggs are present, but it has been hindered. Okay, if you see in the diagram, in my next diagram, you can see here. So what happens in, so this is ovary. So this is a normal ovary. Normal ovary is there, eggs are there. But what happens when polycystic? Look how big it becomes in between the eggs. Okay, ovary polycystic. So it becomes so bigger. Okay, so what happens after that? You are looking at the overall size of the ovary becomes very large. And after that, what it can happen? These cysts can also rupture. So this is what we find out. If it comes outside, inside can also happen, rupturing from outside also. What will happen? It will come to the abdominal here. What will happen? It can be, it will be acute pain, and the person will have peritonitis. What is peritonitis? Is a medical terminology, means when inside bleeding is there, and which is very dangerous. So immediately there will be surgery. The person will be taken in a ICU, and all this part can be removed. Sometimes gynecologist will remove this part, or sometimes both part. Okay, so that's why it is very much this one very dangerous also for this. Okay, so these are some of the symptoms. I will not go in very clinical because you will be, the clients will be coming to you who are already having the symptoms, who are already having the some kind of, they know about it. So they will tell that, okay, I'm having symptoms and my cycles are not regular. And because why the topic is so important, because 26% of overweight women ranging from 18 years to 45 years. See the number. Every third woman in India we find with this PCOS. So it is a very big number. You will find out of every out of one third of the patients are there. Every 1% out of 3 you will find. And for myself and a lot of my nutrition coaches experience, they found a lot of women without, if they are 80 kg, more than 80, 90 kgs, it is very common. So that's why clients will come to you and they will be asking you diet plan, and you have to know about how to create a diet plan for this. Okay. So a difference between PCOS and PCOD. The difference is very simple. Actually, there is polycystic ovary syndromes. These are the syndromes. What do you mean by syndromes in medical science? What are the syndromes? Is how it disease is overcome, how you can specify, or how we can get the indications. These are syndromes like irregular irregular periods, excess of androgen, high level of male hormone, means there may be somewhere face there, or somewhere it will be hair growth will be there. Okay. And polycystic ovaries, this it is seen sometimes in the results of some test you can find out. Okay. But when PCOD is used, when there is a ultrasonographic evidence. So doctor will tell, every doctor, whenever the person will come, of course when there is a irregular period, the client or patient will go to a gynecologist. Yes, so gynecologist will hear about all these, syndromes and symptoms. After that, the gynecologist asks to take a this ultrasound. Ultrasound is the only way to find out, to get the diagnosis. When there is ultrasonography evidence is there, okay, paper evidence is there, then it becomes a diagnosis. Okay, so this is almost they are very near to each other, this PCOS syndromes and PCOD syndromes, because nowadays what we find that a lot of people think, okay, I have irregular periods, what is there? Nothing. I will have a baby, everything will be fine. But how you will have a baby if the egg is not coming outside, where the fertilization will take place? So the main idea is that for the PCOS, this the egg is not coming up, and there is the egg should come up and fertilization should take place in the fallopian tube, if you remember biology. Okay, so if the egg is not coming up because cyst is hindering it, cyst is not allowing, cyst will hinder to egg to pass to the fallopian tube from here. So what will happen? So there will be no child also. There is a very less possibility. Lot of people, lot of couples I've seen, they don't have child, having struggling for a lot of many years. They don't have child because of this PCOS or PCOD syndrome. So this is very important that a lot of people doesn't have child about this, and it's very painful. At the same time, 26% of overweight women. So it is a very big number. You'll find every day, in your clients, you'll find it. And the complication of severe pain. Sometimes if person is not taking care of this, doesn't taking any kind of precautions or losing weight or some kind of, there is no medication as I told you. So what happens? Severe pain may start. It starts sometimes very, unexpectedly, and after that it can rupture. As I told you, it is very dangerous. Okay, so I hope PCOS and PCOD and what are the clinical syndromes, and how to die, what are the, what is PCOD, when it is given the diagnosis, it is clear. Okay, so now these are the simple things you have to remember it, because you will find this kind of clients. Okay, so now, this is about the anatomy. I hope you have understood what is polycystic when they are sized. Poly means more. This is normal ovary, and here you are looking a lot of cysts, sites are there. So it is become polycystic. So this is a normal ovary. This is when you are having polycystic ovary. Okay, so this is clear. So let's find out. As I mentioned, what happens to the extra weight people, women especially, they're in high risk of PCOS and PCOD, because what we find in our diets, when people are having lots of simple carbohydrates, and what we are forgetting in our Indian food, we don't have many proteins. So lots of protein deficiency, as in my protein lecture you have heard that when there is a protein deficiency, it is directly related to the deficiency of hormones. Remember the slide which I have shown to you. And here also there is a deficiency of hormone is coming, and which is leading to a deficiency of hormonal, and which is leading to the PCOS and PCOD. It actually, when there is a deficiency is there, it causes a disbalance of hormones. Okay, so in this way, we are finding these issues with this polycystic and syndrome and polycystic disease, that when there is a hormonal disorder is there, when there is less protein in the diet. Okay, so this is what we are finding out. Of course, the extra weight, we find a lot of people with these symptoms also. Okay, because protein is less. Whenever you see the diet plan, people are eating what in the morning time, it will be some bread or some chapati, or where is the protein? And again, and lunchtime, some rice or idli dosa, where is the protein with some vegetables? In evening time, same thing. So people are not taking proteins, and the protein deficiency also giving rise to PCOS and PCOD. So let's see what is the treatment. As I told you, there is no special medical medicine for PCOD, PCOS. Only two. That is diet plan, reduce the weight, automatically it will go. First of all, doctor will tell that, okay, please reduce the weight and have a dietitian. So that's what your work comes. Secondly, what? Operation. Operation when it is a severe case. When there is a severe case, the operation can be laparoscopic also. When it is laparoscopic means there will be a needle will go and suck this cyst. But sometimes what happens, there are many cysts. So what to do? The doctor will take out the part of the ovary. Some 2/3 of the ovary will be taking out. Just to explain you how the operation takes place. In the operation, the mostly affected part will be taken out and a little bit of part will be left. But the woman can still give birth. There are some ovaries left, but as soon as possible, or otherwise, if there is a huge severity, whole ovary is cut and cut. Sometimes I've seen when the cyst becomes so large, they remove the whole uterus also. It's really tragic. The woman cannot have child. So it's a very tragic thing, you know. So that's why it is very important that there's a lot of people think it's not serious, but sometimes it is very serious. And there are casualties also. If in some places operation is late or people doesn't know what to do, it can be a casualty. The people will be in ICU. So don't take it lightly. So the treatment is very important by the weight loss. So you have to explain if the client comes that they are not reluctant to get the diet plan, or that they will tell, I'll think, afterwards I will come, then it will be late. One bad night, anything can happen. It can rupture. Nobody can, and nobody knows why it happens, you know. So this is very dangerous thing. So you should be aware that PCOS is also a serious thing, and diet plan can help the people, extra weight people are having with this. Okay, so let's find out. As I told you, I will not go in a very deep in the medical science, because whatever I gave you, the symptoms, syndromes, and the knowledge is enough for you. I will be focusing on the diet plan. Okay, because your role is to provide a balanced diet plan when the client will lose weight. Number one. Number two, PCOS, PCOD symptoms will disappear automatically. So how it is done? So there are a lot of things I will tell you one by one. We have to avoid it. First of all, as you know, I will tell you about the foods which are not allowed. Okay, but before that I start, you have to know that, you know, the PCOS, PCOD people are having extra carbohydrates. They're taking more simple carbohydrates. So we have to cut down the simple carbohydrates. I hope you remember what is simple carbohydrates. You have seen my lectures, you have gone through my lectures, nothing to repeat here. So all simple carbohydrates, starting from sugar. What is sugar? From where sugar is coming? Rice, starting from biscuits, potato, all these things has to be cut down, because the weight has to be reduced. That is number one. And when you're creating the diet, keep in mind that the weight has to be reduced at the same time. Additionally, there are a lot of products which you cannot provide, which you cannot include in PCOD. So it becomes much difficult also. Okay, cutting down carbohydrates is easy, very easy. Okay, but what to do with the other products? Which products? Vegetables you have to cut down. There are special vegetables you have to cut down. There are special and proteins you have to cut down. There are special food which are very much harmful for PCOS, and a lot of things you will come to know. You'll be surprised that has to be everyday food you have to cut down. Of course, these products has to be taken out of the diet because they are all sugar. Okay, and I think glycemic index I will not repeat. Everybody knows what is glycemic index. If you need any more clarification, you have to join my another webinar that is on glycemic index and simple carbs, or you have to read my lecture, see my lecture, that products with high glycemic index has to be avoided, because you are already in clinical stage now. So basic things you should know it. I will not repeat it. If there is a question, ask me. I will tell you what is glycemic index. Okay, so which products have high glycemic index? These also you know. These all products with high glycemic index, starting from bread to potatoes, rice, sugar, cornflakes, everything has to be avoided. Okay, in biscuits, these are all products has to be avoided in PCOS, PCOD diet, because this is a weight loss diet. Basically, it's a weight loss diet, but there are more things which is also we have to take in account. So let's go one by one. What are these important things? Okay, so the foods which are not allowed is, let's say, number one, simple carbohydrates. That already I have told to you. Simple carbs, I have explained why, and what are the sugar, I have explained. rice, wheat, corn products, these are all avoided. Okay. Foods high in refined carbohydrates. Of course, these are white breads, muffins, bakery products has to be removed. Sugary snacks and drinks, no Coke or thumbs up, whatever has to be removed. Okay. High unsaturated fats. Of course, the processed and red meats are not good in PCOS, PCOD. Because why? Because they have got a lot of nitrates are there. Even poultry, chicken has hormones, antibiotics and pesticides. So if the person is vegetarian is fine. If the person is non-veg, you have to explain it. Only once in a week chicken is allowed. Only once in a week, not more than that. Why? Because you don't know what is there in chicken, how many, what already there is a hormonal disbalance. Chickens are been given testosterone to make it bigger in very, growth hormones has been given. You cannot check also. The laboratory will cost to check hormones in chicken will cost around 3,000 rupees. So there is no, nobody is going to check hormones in chicken. So you don't know. There may be antibiotics. So chicken and should be made in only once in a week. It's allowed. Write it down. Okay. And of course, red meat is not good, or mutton is not good, having all unsaturated fats. And processed food, what salami or whatever sauces you get it in, these are all contain nitrates. Any processed food is not good for this PCOS and PCOD. Okay, so this is clear. And especially the poultry products has to be avoided. At the same time, the junk foods, all junk foods, which is also has to be avoided, starting from eating outside, starting from eating some foods like all kind of pastries or bakery products, or foods like, let's say, cheat diets. A lot of people like to have these pizzas. All these things has to be avoided. Okay. And somebody will ask me, can I take brown bread or brown rice? Yes, you can have brown bread, brown rice, but as you know, we are giving in the diet plan up to 50 grams in the lunch time. We are not giving them in the night time. Okay, so this, please take note that even white breads and all muffins, or rice, white rice also, as I told you, are not provided. So lots of people think that milk is a very good food. Okay, but that milk I will come a little bit later. So okay, so let me start with milk also. Look, milk products are also been found not good for PCOS, PCOD. So why it is so? Okay, because when the milk you are taking, okay, this is as per as the latest Harvard School of Medical Science research. They have taken random, it is called random research, and this blind random research. There are two types of research they have done it. What they found in the milk, when you are taking buffalo milk or cow's milk, when milk has been taken, mother cow or mother buffalo is not feeding his child. It is taken artificially by human or by some machines. So it is irritating. Of course, the cow or buffalo is not happy. When somebody is irritating you, what happens? You got angry, you got irritated. What happens? There is a hormone called cortisol, or adrenaline is released, which is natural. Okay. So adrenal glands are there. Same thing in cow also, or buffalo. So what will happen when you are taking milk from the cow? So cow gets also something, annoyed or something, psychologically not happy. So what will happen? The hormone will be released, and these hormone also we are drinking. So I cannot tell that cow's milk is so bad, but at least for PCOS, PCOD, better not to include milk, because a lot of people will have, night time big glass of milk, and I will sleep, because my grandfather and grandmother used to tell. Thank you to the grandfather and grandmother, but the thing is that now science is also developed also, so we have to think about the science and results also. So better not to have milk, because milk will have lots of risk of hormones, number one. Number two, that there is a development of insulin resistance. Okay, so what happens, because these are also having lot of carbs are there also in the milk and dairy products. Okay, so what will happen, it can rise the insulin level of the PCOS and PCOD, because in PCOS and PCOD there is a tendency to develop diabetes also, because insulin starts working a little bit, you know, a kind of a resistance becomes. So it is not advisable at all to have milk or milk products in the PCOS PCOD. So we have to develop plant protein dependency. Okay, so the number one, why it is not there, there may be hormones. Okay, number two, the milk can also cause the insulin resistance. Clear? Yes, what the insulin resistance means, insulin starts working not properly because already overweight is there, already you are having a PCOS PCOD hormonal disbalance, and again you are giving milk, it will be huge pressure for the insulin also. Okay, so it can lead to the diabetes, so better not to have milk. Okay, secondly, the fats, there are a lot of ice creams fat, or a lot of people are having trans fat, artificial fats, which people are getting in chocolates also. Lot of chocolates, what were beautiful chocolates, all big companies, you know, I don't want to name the companies, these are all having trans fats. So eating chocolates, eating, you know, milk chocolates, what these are all dangerous. If you find original black chocolate, you can have it, but all artificial additive trans fats are there in chocolates. You should be very careful. Palm oil fat, a lot of people are eating, you know, butter, you know, you don't know which butter and what is margarine, which is margarine is also prepared low quality of butter, they contain palm oil. So butter also it should be avoided. Okay, margarine also should be avoided. Oily foods, it is very try to cook in the non-sticky you know, this utensils, so that there is no oil is added. Okay, milk chocolates, as I told you, why milk chocolates, because you are having milk and also trans fat is there. Cream, ice creams, all these foods has to be avoided. So in the diet plan, just restrict, give a list also where which foods you cannot you should not eat, like this. Okay, then only the results will be better. Okay, so this is about the this diet about the milk and fatty products. And there is another product which is not very advisable to give for PCOS PCOD, is the soya, because there are many research has been done that, you know, soya, these are, they have isoflavones which are which are may interfere. The thing is that there are two types of study going on. The British medical science tells, okay, soya is a phytoestrogen, but American Harvard scholars tells that, you know, it is soya as a, it can affect the estrogens of our body. But what my personal, from my 20 years of experience, what I will tell you, that be in the safer side. If you want, you can give it soya very less once in a week, but I will recommend not to give soya, because there are two types of medical giants are telling, you know, about Oxford College is telling one thing, and Harvard College is, Cambridge is telling different. So you have to be, in my opinion, let's be in the safer side, so that we are not giving any chance to our clients to suffer. Okay, so better not to give soy, which is my opinion. Okay, and it has got also phytic acids is there in soya, which is not so good for PCOS. Okay, so at the same time, the other products which is not advisable to give is cabbages, broccolis, potato of course you are not giving because it has a lot of starch, and cabbages and broccoli not, because they are also, they comes under the phytic acid contents, so it can be problematic. Okay, so about the soya it's clear. So automatically tofu will also, we have to cut down tofu also. Tofu is a soya only. Okay, so this is what. Secondly, if the person will ask you what protein I will give you, so there are many proteins left. Many proteins are left, starting from you can give lentils, you can give chickpeas, kidney beans, there are many proteins are left. You can give dal, dal is there for non-veg. You can give nuts, that I will come in my later slides. But for the vegetarian, for non-veg, Of course, you can, if you can give egg also, egg is fine. And also you can give once in a week chicken, not every day or twice in a thrice chicken. Okay, in the lunchtime you can give up to 56, around 70 gram of chicken is allowed. Okay, so what about the coffee? Lot of people likes to have coffee. They cannot start the day without a coffee, black coffee. So this is a very, very important thing you have to note. PCOS and PCOD patients should not be given any coffee, because what happens, the coffee will reduce the estrogen level, and also it has a tendency to increase the sugar level. Estrogen is a woman hormone. Okay, for women have the hormone estrogen, and where in PCOS, PCOD there is a less estrogen, and in coffee will increase the estrogen level. So coffee is not very much allowed in this, but tea is okay. Tea can be given, but coffee it's not good for the PCOS and PCOD. You have to avoid completely, otherwise the person will suffer. At the same time, as I told you, coffee will increase some sugar level also. It gives sometimes a kind of a insulin spike also. Why it gives? Because it has got also the high dose of caffeine, which can also react with the insulin metabolism also. At the same time, pizzas has to be avoided. Uh, Corn flakes, of course, has to be avoided. Soft drinks, noodles, Maggi, junk food, chips, soda, canned food, these are very, very bad in PCOS and PCOD, because they are all junk food. They are giving lots of, how the, whenever you are, there are a lot of salt and nitrates are there in the canned food. These are all, even in Maggi also you can find, these are all junk food. You have to avoid this food, but especially pizza, cornflakes, soft drinks, noodles, and of course coffee has to be avoided. Okay, so these are the products. Of course, write it down, or after the lecture, I will send you the this recording also, which will be prepared by today night or tomorrow, so that you know you are able to make a note of it, so that these products has to be avoided. And sometimes people tell me why I can have some, you know, cabbage, but cabbage also having phytic acid. It's a vegetable, but you are not you cannot eat it like this. Okay, so about the trans fat, about the milk, I have explained you should not have it. And let's see what happens when you are having this. Sometimes what happens, a lot of people will just cut down the food. Okay, in PCOS, PCOD, we will keep prepare a diet plan without just calorie count, calorie decrease will be there, which is not good, because when you are decreasing calorie, a lot of dietitians do this kind of mistakes, that they will just cut off the calorie. But what will happen after this, when you are only cutting down the calories, what is going to happen? The nutrition value is not taken in account. There is vitamins, minerals, which is needed. I will speak later, after some time, after this slide, I will speak which vitamins are needed. We should know which proteins are needed. When only calorie cutting in this PCOS, PCOD diet is not going to happen, because you are not taking care about the glycemic index. Okay, you are not taking about the proteins. Okay, we are not taking about the other human instincts. For example, people can overeat if you are not giving a proper nutritional value diet. Okay, so what happens when you are eating all these low calorie diet or nutritional no nutritional value diets? So what happens, you are lacking vital nutrients, hunger will be there, people will overeat, and muscle will be weakening. And this is, of course, the person will instead of the decreasing, it will increase the weight. So very important, low calorie diet without the nutritional value is very dangerous. Okay, so what we have to eat? Okay, so keeping in mind these things, whatever I have told to you, you have to create a diet plan. Okay, which is a challenge also, because protein sources are less, soy you cannot give. A lot of people like, you know, broccoli or cabbage you cannot give. At the same time, meats are not good. Okay, chicken product is not. Then the answer is what you will give them. So there starts the challenges. So we will find out the products which is good for the PCOS and PCOD. Okay, so of course this is the basic. 5 to 6 meals should be given, so that the metabolism is more intense. That is the basic things you have to remember. Okay, if you are giving only 3 large meals, morning breakfast, lunchtime, and night dinner, what will happen? the metabolism is going to slow down, and it will be affecting, because the hormonal disbalance will start again. Okay, so and eat in small portions, that you know how to create a diet plan. So let's see what are the products you can add in this chart. So green vegetables can be added, green tea can be added. Okay, so first of all, the products of this simple carbohydrate, you have to avoid it. Okay, so mostly the high glycemic index products will be avoided. So here cabbage is also low glycemic index, but you cannot give cabbage also in the PCOS, PCOD. Okay, so first of all, the main food which you will be giving is mostly the food consisting with green vegetables. Okay, let's say green vegetables can be given, or berries can be given, or any grains can be given. Even if the person is, remember, fish is good. If the person is a non-veg, if the person is able to get fish, fish can be given. If fish is having normal for this PCOS, PCOD, and also whatever green vegetables you can give. Without broccoli, you have to take care. Broccoli you cannot give, cabbage you cannot give, also soy you cannot give, grains you can give also. Okay, so let's say first of all, foods should increase the diet plan. First of all, you have to remember the protein content. The protein content should be how much? You remember, everyone, when you prepare the diet plan. So how much protein should be there? Same thing, same 1 gram per kg is enough. Okay, so you have to eat more vegetables, fruit, whole grains and legumes. Legumes for what? For protein source. Okay, and we can have some vegetables and fruits for complex carbohydrates. Okay, and natural protein, that means 50% of plant protein, where you are avoiding soya should be avoided, plus 50% of animal protein for non-veg, where you can have, let's say, fish protein, or you can have some, once in a week you can have chicken. Meat and red meat are not so much advisable in this case. Okay, and processed meat are not advisable also. Okay, so food will be in such a way that you are having less all this kind of chicken, or less all this kind of meat, it is less. And at the same time, the food soy should not be given. The food should contain lot of fibers, at least vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. That means the food should have maximum number of green vegetables. If you have seen my colorful nutrition webinar, there is also, it is given which vitamins, everything which is colorful is good. So you can give all the these vegetables you can give, except these 2-3 which I have told. That is, you cannot give this soya beans, you cannot give broccoli, you cannot give cabbages and potato. Otherwise, other things are there. And antioxidants, what are antioxidants? You remember, these are mostly you find in apple, you can find fruits, or you can find in even walnuts. Walnut is a very good source in PCOS, PCOD, because it is giving lots of macronutrients. At the same time, it's also giving a lot of antioxidants also. Okay, and protein source also. Okay, and protein source is for nuts is very important also in PCOS, PCOD. Okay, so these are some of the examples of vegetables. Here you can see that there is no cabbage also there. Fruits are good, fruits, berries, green leafy vegetables, carrots, apples, all these, bananas can be given very easily, but you cannot give cabbages, and you cannot give the broccolis, and so you cannot give it. Of course, fish is okay, because chicken is okay, but once in a week only. Fish you can have up to 3 times in a week, you can easily have it. Okay, so in this way you have to take care of the diets what you will be preparing. Okay, at the end time, you should not skip the breakfast. If the person in a, PCOD, PCOS skipping the breakfast is very bad, because it will further worsen, because the body will start storing food, and there it may lead to even more deficiency of protein, and disbalance will be. As I told you, the hormones start to hamper metabolism, and already there is a hormonal disorder is there. So breakfast is a must. Okay, for all PCOS, PCOD clients. And of course, you will find that if the breakfast is not there, the situation will be worsening because the weight increase may happen also. Okay. At the same time, what is very important? Number one, good breakfast, which should contain essential nutrients, essential water, and all this normal level of water is also very important. All protein, vitamins, minerals are important in the morning. 5 to 6 meals per day, that is understood. And of course, the protein need. So 1 kilo per gram is okay, but protein you have to be careful. No soya, no meat, no red meat, and very less chicken is allowed. Okay, so water regime, that is very fine. You can understand 2.5 liter a day. And of course, high glycemic products has to be avoided. Okay, and vegetables, fruits, and legumes has to be included. And exercise also have seen a lot of good effects in PCOS, PCOD symptoms, but not very heavy exercise. Normal walking, normal going to gym, like, not taking weights, because PCOS, PCOD, the cyst is there, so better not to take weights, only aerobic, and not to run also very fast. So the cyst may rupture. So normal walking, normal exercise, swimming is okay. Swimming, or you are doing some kind of a yoga is fine, but not very, intensive, very, hardcore, like champion, like professional exercise with weight trainings are not good. It is adversely affect in the cyst also. So there should be no mechanical pressure, no physical pressure in the cyst. So the woman should be very careful. Walking, yoga is fine. Not even not running. If the person is running so much, you don't know what happened to the cyst. You don't know. So better not to have all this kind of rigorous this one. And for what about eggs? Okay, green leafy vegetables and eggs. Eggs is okay. Eggs can be given because it is having a lot of protein. If the person is vegetarian, of course, vitamin B and E is there. It is very important. At the same time, eggs will be given the protein source also. Okay, and green leafy vegetables, which are a very good source of vitamin K, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin B also, which is very important. And vitamins and minerals are essential for hormonal balance. Write it down. Vitamins and minerals are very important. So that is one of the thing, a lot of vegetarian people have PCOS, PCOD when you have vitamin B12 deficiency, vitamin E deficiency, all these fat soluble vitamins. You remember what is fat soluble and water soluble vitamins, okay? Can anyone tell me what are the water soluble vitamins? Do you remember? And what are the these fat soluble vitamins? You have to read my this vitamin chapter again. Okay, so I will not explain it now because we have to read my vitamin chapter. If you don't have my vitamin class, you have to ask me. Okay, so in this way you can see that all this egg, which is very important. Okay, in this egg is very important because egg will provide all the essential nutrients. Okay, after that, let's come to the nuts. Please include nuts in the diet. What kind of nuts? Because nuts is a very good source of protein. Okay. Okay. We should start. We already. Okay. 1 second. I have a next group is starting now. I have to tell them to wait 15 minutes. Okay. So nuts is very, very important. Why? Because nuts have got all the essential vitamins, phosphorus, iron, which is very much important for the hormonal balance. Because as you know, PCOS people are having hormonal disbalance, and because due to the less vitamins and proteins. Okay, nuts is having walnut, almonds are good for this. Okay, so please include nuts in the morning time. Okay, and nut will cover up some protein also because and it's antioxidant, because a lot of people cannot take soy, cannot take meat, or less chicken has been given. Fruits, yogurts. It is very important. Fruits plus yogurt or fruits. Bananas are good in PCOS, PCOD. Why? Because bananas are rich in potassium. It is also very good source of vitamin B. So bananas include in the PCOS, PCOD. Okay, it is very, very good because it has potassium. And bananas are also helpful. It helps to maintain sugar level also. It does. A lot of people think banana is sweet, but it is not a glucose. No, banana doesn't have glucose. So it is a fructose. It's fine. No problem. You can give the bananas also. And of course, the yogurt with fortified yogurt with vitamin B12, B6 is very good. Seeds. Please include chia seeds, 2 spoon at least alternate day or once in a day. It's very good for the PCOS, PCOD, and flax seeds. Why? They contain lots of vitamins, lots of minerals, and natural protein, and there are elements, selenium, other elements are there which are good for the balance. Okay, so this you have to include it. Okay, and of course water regime. So proper water regime, 2 to 5 liter of water every day is very, very important. We have to take it. Okay. So in this way, these are the main, the diet plan, how you have to prepare it. So what you will do, you have to prepare a PCOS, PCOD diet plan. Okay. So this will be a task. You have to send me until the end of the week. So it will be like, there will be a case study will be given to you. I don't want to give you a bland diet plan, so that you have to understand, create a diet plan for this. So it will be like practical for you also. And in this diet plan, we will need both vegetarian and non-veg diet plan. 2 diet plans. Okay, so I will send to a simple, what's called this case study, so that you are able to prepare a diet plan. Then only I will understand everything is clear. And of course, add exercise in a diet plan. Not very rigorous exercise, very simple yoga and walking only. And don't add so much, this weightlifting or something exercise. Okay, then. So I hope the lecture was very interesting for you. At the same time, you came to know many things about the PCOS, PCOD. Now the lots of information has been given. So you have to revive everything at home and wait for my clinical task. So what we will do, one chapter will finish. Let's say PCOS, PCOD we finish today. After that, there will be a diet plan, case study creation. Okay. After that we'll start. Next week we'll start another topic. And again, we'll have a lot of discussions and we'll have a case study. So in this way, we'll finish up one by one the topics. Okay. Okay, then. Any questions anyone have? Please ask me. You have understood everything? You require this? Does someone requires the recording? Please tell me. You will be requiring the recording also? If
No,
you,
sir.
yeah, if no, it's okay. If you require recording, let me know. I will send you the recordings also. And after that, I will send you by today evening or late night. So by tomorrow, you'll get a task regarding the PCOS and PCOD diet, so that you are able to prepare both vegetarian and non-veg diet. You can send me in the WhatsApp only. Just create earlier how you created in the practicals. Create a diet plan in. I will see how the diet plan you have understood, and after that, if everything will be fine, you understood PCOS, PCOD, there are no questions, then we will go to the next chapter. Okay, in the next week. Okay, I'll tell you the dates when we'll have the meeting. Okay, then. Thank you, Bhargavi. Thank you, Moini. Thank you, Ramnit. Okay, and
Thank you, sir.
I was very happy to give you the knowledge, because in your practical knowledge, you will have lots of patience and you have to help the people. Okay? Help to
Thank you,
this
sir.
guidance.
Sir,
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, please ask me. Please ask me. What is
Sir,
your question,
sir,
Moini?
yes, sir. Sir, can we provide green coffee?
Look, green coffee, what is the content of the green coffee? Let's analyze it. Coffee is having caffeine, no? So whatever coffee you give, green coffee or
Okay.
black coffee or brown coffee, there are lots of Brazilian coffees are there. it will
Okay.
reduce the estrogen. So it is very much advisable not to give any coffee. You
Okay,
can give
sir.
tea is allowed. Tea is allowed.
Okay, sir.
So coffee is very dangerous for PCOD, PCOS. Okay. Okay. Then.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be in touch then. You will get the this task so that you are able to do it, and I will be in touch. Any questions you can ask me. Thank you, and have a nice evening, and goodbye. And we'll have a next week. I will tell you it will be in Saturdays. I will tell you which time will be there. Okay. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you. Bye.